Today, we are going to go over everything you need to know about the CAGED system. The CAGED system essentially is a way that you can understand the guitar. It is a very, very logical way to break up the guitar. You break it up into 5 different bite-sized chunks so that it's manageable. And if you know just 5 guitar chord shapes, you're going to be able to understand this, okay? The 5 shapes you're going to need to know are C, A, G, E, D. And that's the reason it's called the CAGED system. C-A-G-E-D. CAGED. It's an acronym, right? Okay, so you know these chords. I'm going to assume you know them because you're on this channel, right? If you're a really, really beginner, I'd recommend going to Marty's Music and just checking out how to play these chords. But as long as we're on the same page, you're going to be able to get to the next step, which is you're going to be able to take all these chords, and there's actually, if you move these chords up and down, you're going to be able to play the same version of a chord. So it's easier to show than just to tell. So if I want to play C all up and down the neck, I can play it here. I can take this A shape and move it here. I can take this G shape and move it here. I can take this E shape and move it here. I can take this D shape and just move it down 2 frets. Okay? So now, with those 5 cowboy chords, I'm going to call them, those open shapes, the CAGED, you're able to play 5 different versions of a C chord, okay? And once again, let's review. So if I want to play this C chord 5 different ways, play it here. I take this A bar, or I take this A cowboy chord, scoot it up to the 5th fret. Okay? I have a C. I take this G and I scoot it up so that my ring finger's on the 8th fret, and I have a C. Okay? I take this E shape and move it all the way up so that I'm like 10, 10, 9. Let's tab it out for you. And then I take this D shape and I move it down 2 frets. Okay? Or I can play it all the way up here so that my first finger is on the 13th fret. Okay, so boom. All right, and notice, here's the great thing about the CAGED that I'm in like this part of the neck, then I'm in this part of the neck, then this part, and then finally all the way up here, right? So you're able to navigate the neck low to high. Okay, so those are how you'd play 5 different versions of C chord, okay? Now, if you're still with me, great, because this is going to benefit you. It's funny because the CAGED system is what I used for years, not exclusively, but it's 90% of what I did was the CAGED system, but I didn't grow up like doing this kind of thing on YouTube, and I didn't know that what I was using was actually called the CAGED system. So essentially, it's really, really useful now that there is a name for this way to think about guitar and think about the neck, right? So now that we have our chords, we have our 5 different ways to play a C up and down. And keep in mind, you can do this in any key, but I'm just chose the key of C because, I don't know, it's a nice key. It's happy, right? To me, it's happy. And then we're going to be able to play pentatonics and major scales in 5 different shapes. So let's do pentatonics because it's fun, right? It just sounds like guitar when you play pentatonic. So we're going to play C major pentatonic right here. Right? Then we can play, because it's outlining this, then we can play C pentatonic with this shape in mind. You can kind of go all the way up too. You can do C pentatonic with the G shape in mind, so right, which sounds like this. This is very familiar. Right, it's essentially the A minor block shape. Great. Here is the E CAGED part of the CAGED system. finally, here is this D shape. Ooh, all the way up here. And we're going to play a pentatonic, C major pentatonic, all the way up here. Okay? Boom. All of a sudden, you have 5 different ways to go up and down the neck. We start in this C shape, A shape, G shape, E shape, and D shape. And what's really great, then you can start soloing in all these little positions, and I love to connect the positions. So I'll be like in the E shape, then I'll go down to the G shape. Then I'll go down to the A shape. You know? And so you're able to navigate like, oh, I'm starting off up here. Maybe I'm in the D shape. And then I walk down to the E shape. And then you're able to, and the way I would practice this, this isn't an overnight thing, but for me, I always practice it like this. I would just start off in going slow with the metronome down here, playing that, and then next shape, right? And then I would start sliding my way high to low. And I didn't really have a method for it. I would just slide from one position to the next. And you can do the same going up, right? You could say, back up to the C, right? And I'm playing it I'm not playing it super fast. I'm not playing it slow either, but I'm just demonstrating how when you use the CAGED system, you can literally go from the 0 fret all the way up to the high E, high, whatever, 20. I don't even know how many frets this is, 22nd fret. Excuse me. And literally this is the way a lot of guitar players do it. I can't speak for every guitar player in the world, but this is a very, very popular method on how to understand the guitar in a very, very fundamental way, because most of us start off just learning these, what I like to call cowboy chords, C and A and G and E and D. And what I love about the CAGED system is it recycles the information that you already know, right? You're just repurposing the information you already know, like, oh, I know how to play this C or this A. And yeah, you're going to have to do some barring. Yeah, you're going to have to take the information and permutate it a bit, but it's still the information of like, yes, it's an A shape. You're just moving it up 3 frets, and then you have a C. And the way you can understand the CAGED is no more complicated than all of this. So if you have any questions at this point, feel free to jump in the comments section. I read all the comments. So if something has been unclear or whatever, I misspoke about something, feel free to chime in. But this is a really, really great way to understand the guitar. I say holistically, just like in a very global sense. Like you can really understand what's happening. And, it's cool too. You're going to be able to analyze songs in a way using the CAGED system. Oh, I hope by bumping that, I didn't do a huge pop. The microphone, that is. You're going to say, oh my gosh, like this one song that I love, a Hendrix song, or this Mayer song I love, is actually, he's using the CAGED system. And you'll just notice it, trust me, we're not going to go over every Hendrix song or every Mayer song right now, but it's a way that these cats see the guitar and understand the guitar. It's definitely not the only way to understand music. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I don't know where that saying came from. For some reason that popped into my mind. But yeah, there's more than one way to solve a problem, essentially. And this is just one way of solving the problem of how do I understand this guitar? How do I understand it? And it's, for me, it's done wonders. I know, I hope it does the same for you. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in to Soulful Guitar Lessons. My name is Alec. I live out here in Los Angeles, California. And yeah, I'm going to try to go out and get some sunshine and enjoy the day. You could see that my blinds are drawn because I don't want some glare coming through. But yeah, I want to get out and enjoy some sunshine. So, all right, everyone, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.